Okay, it is Henry again, and this is going to be a quickie project. This isn't going to take very long. I am getting ready to move this month into a new house, and I've got a wedding to pay for coming up in a few months. So I needed to drum up a little bit of cash and figured I'd do it the best way I know how, which is to paint and sell Gunpla. So this is going to be the high-grade ReZEL. Everything on this kit looks, excuse me, pretty darn good already. Just a few seam lines, like there's a seam line on the rifle, this protrusion thing on the backpack, on top of the shoulders, and the shoulder joint down in there was a seam line, and I think that was about it. Really easy seam line cleanup, and not a whole lot of masking either. Let's see, I think this strip on the backpack, that's going to have to be this kind of light bluish color that the torso is. And then all the other masking is just like little detail stuff, like a little bit of gray and white on the front skirts, the dark blue and yellow on the crotch piece, maybe a little bit of gray back in here. So not a whole lot of work painting wise. I have to do a little bit of masking on this thing. And as far as the cameras that are all over the ReZEL go, I've got a collection of these HIs from Wave, and I got them in pink. I've also got them in clear back here, but obviously pink is the color I want to use. I've got the large circular set, small circular set, and the rectangular set, so I think I should be good to go as far as covering the cameras. So I'll have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess 7 if I want to do that one on top of the forehead. So not a whole lot to cover, but yeah, I'm gonna break this guy down and get to painting. Just gonna do the standard color scheme, a little bit of pre-shading and highlighting, and don't know if I'll do any weathering. Probably if I do, it'll just be super light. So let's get started. Okay, gonna start off painting the gunmetal parts. Now this is just a custom mix of gunmetal that I made using Mr. Color GX Black with a little bit of Mr. Metal Color Aluminum thrown in there. Don't need a whole lot. And for the thrusters I wanted to do some heat staining, so I'm adding a little bit of silver on the ends just so the clear colors show up better. Now I'm going to start off with a little bit of clear brown at the base of the thruster, a little bit of clear purple right in the middle, and then a little bit of clear blue on the ends of the thruster. For the dark blue parts, I'm starting with black primer, and on top of that I'm just going over that with Mr. Color Phthalo Blue. And then I add just a touch of sky blue to that dark blue to do a bit of highlighting. For the light bluish green parts on the torso, I simply mix together blue, green, and white to get a custom color. And then I decided to highlight that with a little bit of Mr. Color Light Gray. For the white parts, I decided to just let my primer be my pre-shade. So all I'm doing here is just highlighting everything with some pure white. Now likewise for the blue-green color, I didn't already have the color in a bottle, so I just mixed together Mr. Color GX Blue and Mr. Color GX Green to get a nice blue-green color that's pretty accurate to the ReZEL on the box art. Then I added a touch of white to that same mixture, and that's what I'm doing the highlighting with. For the decals, I'm just using some generic caution markings and some leftover Bandai water slides. I apply the Mr. Mark setter and then carefully move the water slide onto the part, and then use the Q-tip to gently reposition the decal where I want it, and then remove any excess air bubbles and water. I'm using Mr. Weathering Color Multi-Black for the wash. I'm going to go over the entire part pretty generously, making sure to get everything covered, and then I'll go over the part with a paper towel gently so I can Still have a bit of streakiness, so that way it's not completely clean looking. Then, just going to go over the whole kit with a semi-gloss top coat. And lastly, I'm going to apply the stickers that came with the kit for some background reflectivity. Then I'm going to apply the camera lenses with some white glue because it's water-based, it doesn't have glue smoke, and it dries clear. After not too awfully much time, the HGUC ReZEL is finally complete. I think it turned out half bad for a nice little quick project that I painted in about a day. So the green or blue-green that I used turned a little more towards the greenish side, whereas the original plastic was kind of more towards the blue side. But I'm okay with that because I still really like any shade of blue-green is going to be good in my opinion. So the little clear lenses for all the cameras turned out nicely. The ones on the head, I'll show you, I'll turn the camera around in a second and show you, were a little fiddly, but overall it turned out pretty good. I did a little bit of chipping, just took some silver and did a light once over with some chipping, just to give them a little something more than just the black oil wash I did. I did Mr. Weathering color on that, so. But yeah, semi-gloss top coat and everything is looking pretty alright, I think. Okay, just to show you some of the detail stuff, if I can get there we go, focus. So, all those camera lenses turned out pretty good. The ones on the front and the back of the head, as you can see, they kind of stick out a little bit, but it's not too much of a problem. It's really only apparent when you're looking at them from a straight side view. From the front and the back, well, I mean from the back, you got that big thing in the way, so you can't really tell anyway, but looking at them from the front, it's not a big deal. It's not very apparent. All the other ones look pretty good. The ones on this thingy, oops, don't fall over, please. I had to basically cut a piece of the runner from the clear lenses and just make a tiny little strip of clear pink plastic and sand that down and then just glue that in place, because obviously there wasn't a long skinny clear camera lens, so I just kind of improvised, but it worked out, so don't have any complaints there. I did some heat staining on the thrusters, which turned out pretty good, I think. Also on the end of the beam rifle and the beam cannon that's on the end of the shield. The decals were just generic. Most of them were just generic. I think HGUC parts, or maybe Pooh's Modeling Works, somebody. Vertex decals, I think they were. And then I used some of the EFSF and some of the numbers from my Stardust Memory decal set, like the little Federation Cross there, Anaheim Electronics. So overall, I think I'm pretty darn happy. Did a little bit of masking on the bottom of the feet. I'll have links in the photo gallery, or links in the description to the photo gallery. You can see this guy transform, because I don't really want to take the time to transform him here on camera, but yeah, everything on this guy is just according to Keikaku. So, also, minor plug, I have recently set up a web shop where I sell my finished model kits and some of my artwork and stuff. It's just a small little web shop. I'm limited. It's free. I'm limited to like posting 10 items at a time, so nothing big. But if you're interested in buying this kit or any of my other finished kits or maybe some of my artwork, I'll also have a link in the description so you can check that out as well. So that about does it with this project, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.